टॉयलेट ट्रेनिंग में हुआ तो दे विल ऑलवेज remain filthy, unhealthy, or untidy. Otherwise, if their toilet training was at a proper level, properly done, then they will be very obsessive people, neat and tidy. Obsessive मतलब आपको पता है, नीट एंड टाइडी, जो वस्तु जहां रखी है वही रहेगा. वो सब जो है स्कूल में से आएगा बच्चा तो अपना ये शूज वगैरह निकाल के ठिकान पर रखेगा, कपड़ा बराबर रखेगा, स्कूल बैग बराबर रखेगा, ये नीट टाइडी रहेगा, स्टडी बराबर करेगा, सब कुछ करेगा. सो दैट ही विल प्लीज द पेरेंट्स बाय गिविंग देम द गुड बिहेवियर. Now this remains or up to age of 3 years or 4 years. But after 4 to 8 years, there is a Oedipal phase. Oedipal phase is sexual phase. You must have noticed the female child is attached to the father, male child is attached to the mother. They love parent of opposite sex. But for boy, there is no problem because he is loving mother. But for a girl, there is a conflict. She is loving father, but for her day-to-day needs, food and other things, father is working outside. Father cannot look after that part. So she has to remain dependent on the mother. So what happens? There is a conflict between her mind, whom to choose, and that is called as the Oedipal complex or Electra complex. In female, is Oedipal complex. Here, the Freud, what he has postulated, see, this affection towards the opposite sex parent is sexual affection. Now again, here and whatever sex is for any pleasure that you know. Even in our literature, brahmacharya, vasana is not only sexual vasana or any other vasana. So he has the similar meaning. So he has equated any pleasure with the sex. So what happens if there is again here and here in this age group 4 to 8, all your superego develops. Now, ego and super morality develops in this period. Whatever he sees in the family, in the society, in the surrounding, he takes up those virtues or good or bad. And depending on that, his superego develops. Some children are very good, obedient, remaining neat, tidy. Now, if their superego, how it develops, they see the relation between mother and father, mother and grandmother, or brother and sisters, and whatever is happening in the family, they will introject those virtues. If there is a fight between mother and father, always, then they become insecure. And that insecurity in later part of their life, they will not be able to mix up with the family, work, not family, in the society. At the workplace also, they feel insecure. If I make some mistake, the way mother and father were fighting, whether my boss will scold me for my small mistake. So they are always insecure. What somebody will give me some notice that my services are terminated. Up to this, they remain insecure. So their most formative year of your child is between 3 to 6, 7, 8 years. 80% of your personality is totally developed by that 8 year child. After 8 to puberty is a latent period. There are nothing that boy will play with the boys, girl will play with the girls, and likewise. And later on, after puberty, that is a sexual genital phase, that the boy and girls will have affection toward the opposite sex child. Boy will like the girl, girl will like the boys, and then all those things. So that is the genital phase till your marriage or this thing. So this is how your personality is developed. Is this clear or any question on this? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the modern concept of personality. Two types personality: development, id, ego, superego, and the right from childhood, oral, anal, Oedipal phase, and then latent phase and genital phase. In Oedipal phase, you must have seen boys and girls, they will always play with their genitals. So that is also specificity of that thing. So next topic in our syllabus is a motivation. Now, what is a motivation? It is a driving force that initiates and directs our behavior. We always say you should be motivated. The child should be motivated to do some good work, good virtues, all those things. So, what is a motivation? Is a driving force which will initiate and direct your behavior, good or bad, whatever it is. It is an internal energy which drives a person to do something in order to achieve something. You have to set a goal, and that goal, if it is achieved, now here the motivation to achieve the goal. If the goal is achievable, then only he will be motivated. So setting up the goal is more important in deciding whether he will be motivated or not. It is a temporal and dynamic state within a person which is not concerned with his or her personality. It depends on outcome of that goal. Goal setting must be in a achievable goal. That all you must always remember, that when you are setting a goal which is not achievable, then nobody will try even to move around. कोल्ह्याला द्राक्ष आंबट, मराठीमध्ये म्हण आहे. I don't know in Hindi or English which is parallel to that. But when the goal is not achievable, person will not be motivated to perform any activity. If I am asked, I don't know, in Mumbai or anywhere in Nasik, there are two hills, two or three hills where we can go within 15-20 minutes, go up. You have to climb up to 500, 600 steps. That is achievable goal. But if I am asked to go and climb to Everest, I will not go because that is beyond my limits. So I will not be motivated. But if I am asked to go to Kalsubai, if you know what, where is the Kalsubai, it is difficult but achievable. Then I will try and go with some friends and try to complete that Kalsubai peak. So always set a goal to motivate. Now your goal here is YTC therapy course, yoga therapy course. Now for some people, the goal is not very far away, but some people will say, ओ इसमें एनाटॉमी है, इसमें वो योग वाशिष्ठ है, इसमें हठ प्रदीपिका भी करने का है, पतंजलि भी करने का है, ये भी करने का है. दिस इज नॉट अपने बस की बात नहीं है. सो दे विल नॉट इवन ट्राई. बट चलो कुछ सीखते हैं, विल लर्न समथिंग, जितना होगा उतना होगा. Then you are motivated to complete the course. Similarly, if you are giving your child the course which he can complete, which is within his reach, and then you can say, okay, by completing this course, now most of the time I get some students and parents that he is very clever, but 2 मार्क से 4 मार्क से उसका मेडिकल का एडमिशन नहीं हुआ. He is motivated to become a doctor. Then I give them the alternatives which are equally important or equally prestigious, that you can do parallel courses like physiotherapies or something like that. There are so many courses, medical laboratory, or then he can become we can do the MSc, BSc. There are so many courses available now, and they have got scope also. Now, medical engineering, there are various branches are also available. So, parallel paramedical courses, if they do, they uh, they can do it if the goal is set up for that way. But if you set up goal before the exam, before he completes his 12th, that yes, you must achieve so many marks so that you will go for medicine. And if he does not achieve, in spite of making effort, then he is frustrated. That conflict and frustration we will see later on. So this is a motivation. Motivation is derived from the word movere, which means to move. And The willingness to exert high levels of effort towards organization goals conditioned by the efforts ability to satisfy some individual needs. The same thing I have tried to explain you. The goal has to be achieved, but the goal should, you must set a goal which is achievable. If it is not achievable, he knows it, yes, it is beyond my capacity, then he will not move, he will not make any effort to do this thing. Now, motivation depends on three factors: need, drive, and incentive. Need is a physiological or psychological deficiency. You must be hungry, then only you will go to get some food. This is a physiological need. If your bowel or bladder is full, again that is physiological need to go and evacuate your bowel or bladder. Now, what is psychological need? To get love, affection, or to complete something which will give him mental satisfaction, not only the physical satisfaction of satiety, satiety value, or bowel bladder empty, but mental satisfaction, that is the need. Then what is the drive or motive is behavior in certain way to complete to achieve the goal, and then he achieves to get the incentive. The incentive may be in the form of the marks, in the praise, or in the form of money also, finance. The needs I have told you, ki physiological or psychological imbalance. Whenever there is imbalance, there is a need. Means you are hungry, you are thirsty, your bowel bladder is full, you want to be loved, or you want to get satisfaction of doing something. These are the needs. Then drives are the propelling factors to achieve that goal. And incentive is anything that can mitigate the need and decrease the intensity of the drive. Once your need is satisfied, your drive will become extinguished or intensity will reduce. This is hierarchy of the needs. It is famous Maslow, the scientist. He has derived the hierarchy for the needs. Physiological or survival needs are the basic needs. They are at the bottom. Then safety needs. You must be safe in the environment, your shelter, all those things are the safety needs. Then love, affection, or belongingness needs. This is, we have seen well adjusted person needs to be loved, to be free, to laugh, and all those things that we have seen. So that is your social, that is the love, affection needs in the society. Then esteem. Here, esteem is just like ahankar, social prestige. You should be recognized in the society for your work or your deeds. And self-actualization, ahankar ki purti. Now, in short, this presentation I have made for some industry and which are again applicable in any other situation also. So your achievement, motivating, this is a motivating factor, achievement in the job. What do you want to achieve in your life? Now here instead of job, I will say it is in your life. Why you want to study therapy course? You want to achieve something, either quest of knowledge, that you will get so many references. So the quest of knowledge is your achievement. Second achievement, if you want to do some job, treat some patients, give them relief, that is again sense of achievement. Ki I have given relief to someone. So this will provide a proud feeling of having done something, though it is difficult, but it is worthwhile. So that is achievement. Then recognition by others in the society, in the work field, in your institution, anywhere, that you have done a good job, which others were unable to do. So this recognition should be from both your superiors as well as your colleagues. So that is again motivating factor ki recognition, whether you get it or not. Then the work itself. Some people enjoy the work they have got, but others they just, ज्याला मराठीमध्ये पाट्या टाकणं म्हणतो, गो करना है इसलिए करना है, नहीं तो मेरे को कोई इसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. So they are not sincere at the work. They do not take it a challenge. Sometimes I have seen many people, not many, but few people, they feel that the work is not challenging work. They will not get the satisfaction by doing that work. They are, this work is below my dignity, and so on and so on. Now, here comes the reality. Now, in this today's world of competition, it is not always possible whatever you want, you will get. The way I told you, okay, I want to go to medical, I want to become a doctor, but I get 2 marks less. Then I have to get something alternative. And if I am not satisfied, I either I will do medicine or I will not do anything. Then खाईन तर तुपाशी नाही तर उपाशी, असं जे काही आहे ते वर्क जॉब सॅटिस्फॅक्शन बनवणार आहे. सो choose the job, or if you are unable to get the job of your choice, your like, which will satisfy your needs of doing the job. But in a today's scenario, especially competitive world, and not only competitive world, but now in Corona, whatever job you have to do for your survival, so that you have to make some adjustment. Next is a responsibility, that whatever I am doing, though I am being paid for it, it is my job. That again, if you give them some responsibility and then they take interest and they finish with a responsible way, so that is a responsibility. Then advancement, promotion, all the other things will be there. Growth, either your own growth or growth of your institution. So these are the motivating factors. Then hygiene. Hygiene is the cleanliness, mental and physical cleanliness in the work environment. That includes company policies, supervision, relationship, work conditions, salary, status, and security. So what is the company policy? It should be fair treatment from the bosses to each and every employee. There should not be partiality. Then supervision, super must be fair and appropriate. You must get a proper feedback whether your work was good or not. Many times you see that in some places, if you do not, the employee is not favoring, your supervisor is not favorable, he will always find some lacunae in your work. So that should not be there. Relationship between colleagues, superior or inferior, should be appropriate, healthy, amiable, and uh, which should be pleasurable relationship. Work conditions, environment, safe, fit for purpose and hygienic. That is, it explains itself. Then the salary should be as per the work, risk involved, skill involved. You should not be less paid or not even more paid. Excessive payment, then that will again may put you in a bad situation. Then status of the organization, your status in the organization, whether your whatever work, that is what we have seen here, recognition, that is the status must be maintained. And then security, your job security, work security, and wherever you are working, their machinery, whatever is there, it should be secure enough. It should not cause any injury to you. So all these factors are considered under the hygienic factor in the any industry. Now the motivation, last part of the motivation, always if I can't do it, if you are motivated, then remove that T, then I can do it. So this is how the motivation works. I think we should stop here. Then other types of motivation and other factors. Uh, विजय सर, आपण पुढचं केव्हा घ्यायचं आहे? उद्या नसणार. उद्या विजय सर आहेत का? Okay, till he comes. Any question or anything? Vijay sir.